Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be making this farmhouse tray. I just love how it turned out and I'm excited to show you how to make it. So the supplies you're going to need are one of these little metal yard stakes from Dollar Tree, some nautical rope. You're also going to need one of these trays. You're going to need one pack of the cat scratch cardboard, one of these placemats. You're also going to need an 11 by 14 frame with the black frame there. You're going to need some twine and scissors, a ruler and something to write with, and a hot glue gun. You're also going to need some paint and a paintbrush. So let's begin. So all these things were purchased at the Dollar Tree. The first thing we're going to do is remove the back of the frame and set the cardboard aside. We are going to replace this after we get the placemat inside of the frame here, so make sure you keep the backing. So the next thing we're going to do is this little paper insert. This is actually going to be used to help us find our center, so go ahead and just stick the frame aside. So we're going to fold the paper in half to find the center, and then after that we're going to do the same with the placemat. So just make a little crease at the top and then open that up and put a little line. We're going to cut this down so you're not going to see that line, so don't worry about that. So now we're going to take our insert from the frame and we're going to line up the lines we made for the center marks so we know exactly where the center is of this placemat with the words. So once you have the centers lined up, you're going to trace around the paper insert so you know where to cut your mat at. So once we did that, I just put a really light line and then I went ahead and used my ruler to make sure that the lines were straight. Just because it was easier to do it that way. So then I went ahead and cut my placemat down to size all the way around. Go slow because you want to make sure it's even. You don't want to have it not meet the edges. So then we're going to put the mat in the frame and replace the cardboard. So it doesn't really matter which way you replace the cardboard on the back. If you were going to hang this, you'd want to make sure the hanger was at the top, but it doesn't really matter here as we're not going to be hanging it. So now that we have it in the frame, once that looks pretty all by itself, we're going to go ahead and move to the next part. So now we're going to assemble the tray. So taking our gray tray that I found at the Dollar Tree, we're going to take the nautical rope also. We're going to be using the twine and the scissors and the hot glue gun, and then you're also going to need the cat scratch board. So you're going to measure it and cut it to fit across the center of your tray. It's just a tad bit long, so you have to cut that down just a little bit. So then we're going to go ahead and use this hot glue down the center and put the cardboard down the middle here. The reason we're doing this is to give it some stability. That way if someone sets something on the tray like a drink or whatever, it won't collapse in the center. So that'll help hold that up. So now we're gonna, it's the perfect thickness by the way. So now we're gonna go ahead and hot glue our frame around the tray here, and once that's done, I took the twine and I wrapped it 4 times around each side of the tray and then tied it tight and put a little bit of hot glue on that. So now we're going to take our nautical rope. I put a little bit of tape on the edge of that, and we're going to pull this around to cover the rest of the gray part of the tray. So the reason I put the twine on first is because I wanted this to be really tight and help hold it on. So I put the twine on really tightly, and then I take the end of the nautical rope and I slip it up at the top where the glass is at underneath of the twine, and then slide it down the side along the tray to the gray part here. So you'll see that here in just a second. So I go up here at the top, I pull it through and then I slip it down over the side, and now that twine is nice and tight and it's helping hold everything in place, and it's going to help hold that nautical rope tight as well. So once I do that, I measure all the way down to the side, and then I go ahead and cut that to size, and then add a little bit of hot glue, and then push that rope down to make sure that all the gray tray is covered, and to help hold that into place and hide any glue from the tray that's spilled over at the side. So once I have that all glued into size here, we're going to start wrapping the handle. So that's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to take this nautical rope that we've been using and we are going to unravel that. So you get 3 pieces in that nautical rope. It's just twisted together, but we don't need such a thick piece to wrap the handles, and twine just takes a little bit too long because it's too thin, so you want to use the nautical rope. So I went ahead and put an extra piece of the rope down the side here to hide the part of the gray tray on the side, and once that was all glued into place, I went ahead and started wrapping the handle with the one piece of the rope that I had untwisted there. So you just want to wrap that around, add a little bit of glue at a time, and just keep working that down the sides of the handle to make sure it's tight. So you just loop it through and then pull it tight. And then, like I said, you don't want to put too much glue on at the beginning because you don't want it to dry. It's a little bit time consuming to get the rope through the little loop there and then pull it into place. You don't want to put too much glue and have it dry and then try to peel it off to put more glue on. So just do a little bit of glue at a time. So then go ahead and wrap all the way down. Once you're finished wrapping the handles with the rope, you can fill in any little spaces with some twine. Just roll it up in a little ball and stick it in the little places there, and that works just fine. So now taking our little yardstick and our paint and paintbrush, all I'm going to do is there's these little tabs on the back. You just lift those up, and we're actually just going to use the flower for this. So you go ahead and set the little house aside. It's really cute and could be used in another craft. So go ahead and pull the leaves off if you don't want them. I didn't want them. I just wanted the flower part here. So I went ahead and cut the leaves off. And again, you can save those for another project. So then you just want to paint your flower white on the top. It took 2 coats to cover the pink. If you didn't want to paint it, you could just flip it over and glue it on upside down. It just looks like the galvanized metal on the back, so you could do it that way as well. And this part is optional. You don't even have to add the flower. So once that's dry, just glue that on in place up here at the top in the corner. I just thought it looked really cute up there. And then I took a little bit of this Waverly chalk paint, and using like a pretty dry brush, I just brushed a little bit of that brown on to give it a little bit of like a weathered, rusted look there. And that is the whole tray finished. I love the way it turned out. It's so cute. It's really sturdy with that cardboard down in the middle. I put some little flowers here on the side just to kind of dress it up and decorate it for the picture. And that's all, you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. And here's some other videos you might also enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.